Welcome back to Four Faces. Man, in Sri Lanka, it is crazy. It's horrible, man. You think here in America, food prices are high? Man, you go out there, it's worse. I mean, they got food prices going up by 150%. They got like fish up by 130%. It's crazy. I mean, it's just really bad. Rice up by 55%. And the average person is making maybe $10, $15 a week, man. So, man, it is bad. And this was due to the government making a lot of horrible decisions. Just keep this in mind. And it started with China, and some of you already know what the story is, but nevertheless, they made a deal with the devil, man. They really did. And now it's coming back to bite them because not only the deal with China was bad, but also the deal with the whole world is bad because you got the chaos happening in Ukraine. They having a wheat shortage basically all over the world because Russia and Ukraine, as most of us already know, you know, produce most of the wheat. And it's crazy. And then here in America, it's bad too. And we got droughts some parts of America. I mean, hopefully you heard about that already. And some of the farmland and things of that nature is not able to produce the crops. And some people are like, well, there's the supermarkets are pretty full. But yes, but you don't get it. That food that you're seeing now that's in your grocery store, that was from last year, harvesting. This year harvesting is going to be horrible. For next year, oh man, it's going to go south real quick. So, I mean, I just want to talk about the Sri Lanka thing because it's really bad. And when you really think about it, it's kind of like almost it's devastating. It really is. It really is devastating. The people there are suffering. There are long, long lines of people just wanting just to eat. Um, if you want more information, just go online and see for yourself. I just bring this up because I want to bring some type of awareness to what's happening, all over the world. It's just like we can't just focus on, things that's happening. Let's just be honest. Things that's happening with Trump. I mean, the world can't just center around him. There are so many other things happening that is crazy. Especially if you think about the crime rate that's is happening. All states, right? People are like, oh, it's only happening in Democrat states. Well, then you haven't really been paying attention because it's happening everywhere throughout all of the states in America. You've got Alabama, Mississippi, Kentucky, etc., etc. Yes, you got crime happening in some of the bigger cities, such as New York City, California. No one's denying that, but it's all over. Mississippi crime rate is high, Kentucky crime rate is high. It's crazy, and it's like look at all these big, massive shootings. Going through the schools and shooting up the school. I mean, they talking about mental issues. And seeing a little bit, mental issues and police issues and financial issues, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that's causing this. I mean, it's just devastating. It really is. So this is Four Faces. We like to bring you some, news and topics that that kind of get through you and kind of like we don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but we also like to talk about solutions. So with that being said, think about what you're going to do moving forward. Well, we know that around the world it's kind of like a disaster, right? We got the things happening in China, you got the things happening in Russia, you got all these issues with products being shipped and sold and droughts and all that. And what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to be smarter. Interest rates are going up. They're definitely up. They already been going up. Let's put it this way: if your bank notify you that your savings account interest is up, that means guess what? Rates in total are up. Just something to think about. You got the stock market falling, crashing. I don't say crashing, but falling dramatically. That's not good because if you're planning to like retire, it's gonna be a little bit rough because now the money that you thought you have, if you haven't checked yet, you better go check your 401s, your 457s. Better go check them out and seeing if that amount of money that you made a looked at a couple of months ago is still fully available. Because to be honest with you, most um, pension funds, private pension funds that is, have took a dip. They took a hit They really took a hit. So you need to go back, check it out before you retire, see where everything is at, and before you make that big move to retire. And so that's dealing with retirement. And for those of us who are not ready to retire yet or not in position, whether it's age, etc., then we need to cut back on spending on our credit cards. Those credit cards, we gotta debt them. We gotta debt them. That interest rate, I'm telling you now, those interest rates you think they're high now, you haven't seen nothing yet. They're gonna be like mobster rates, like 30%, 31%. Because as you all should know, is that the Fed's gonna raise the rate. They said it already. They're gonna raise it again, probably this month, maybe later in August as well. But they definitely gonna raise the rates again. So we have to be prepared for all these problems that's coming up. And we have to be mindful on what we spend. Food prices are so high that, I used to only spend maybe, go to the supermarket, spend like $100 on food. I'm spending coming out there double that, $400 a shot. And I'm not even getting a lot of bags of food. It's just crazy. I mean, meats themselves are extremely expensive. And we all know this. We all know this. So, with the knowledge of having this information, what we should be doing is not just, everybody said, well, just cut back, spend less. But are you going to starve yourself? Are you going to deprive yourself? I mean, we might come to that point. I hope we don't. But if things do start getting worse, then we're gonna have to start thinking differently. We might have to change some of the things we eat. Might have to go to cheaper meat. I mean, it's just crazy.